Liebe Eishockey-Freunde, wieder mal Zeit von FassFanTv Berlin TV-Blog. Diesmal mit freundlicher Unterstützung von TV Berlin nach den spannenden und auch umstrittenen 5:6 Niederlage der Akademiker gegen die Icefighters aus Leipzig. Neben mir steht Assistant Coach von der Eisbären Berlin, Vincent Malette. Wir werden jetzt Englisch sprechen. Hoffentlich könnt ihr auch Englisch mitverfolgen. Wenn nicht, ich helfe euch vielleicht mal nach einer E-Mail. Vince, interesting game. 5-zip up. And you lose at the end. How did you see this game?
Well, I thought there was momentum on both sides of the, on the ice in this game. You know, it's shifted, and I think when you sustain those injuries, especially to Schlenker and Hazy, it kind of changed the momentum for them. They seemed to work the puck in deep and got some chances, but they stayed right with it. It was a tight game and a tight checking game, so. I think both clubs played really well, and at the end it became overtime, and questionable call. It should have been a penalty, and they end up getting a goal on it.
Obviously, you're here because the Eisbären aren't playing today, so there was enough opportunities there for our young guys who've been playing up and stepping up. Schlenker, Hase, Weber, Supis, to check them out of a lot of ice time. Take away the injuries. Were you generally satisfied with the way the young guys were playing tonight?
Well, I was really happy with them. You know, Vince had the 2 goals and assists right off the bat, and obviously Thomas was a big part of the defense core on the back end, and I thought they played extremely well. And we brought those players up to play with us, and part of the development process, you want to develop the young players so that they can have success at that level. And they played well in the DEL for us. You know, we had to call on them because of the injury situation that we have, and they played extremely well.
Okay, last question then. Your coaching history, you're one who's always been there, and you have a history of developing young talent. People are talking about the junge Wilden, these young brave hearts we've got are coming up. Are you happy with the way the youth development program at the Eisbären Berlin at the moment, this year, is working?
I think it's working well, and part of development is you have to let players play and develop and teach, and it's a constant. Teaching is a constant. You have to do it in ice hockey. It's part of the game. I coached in Canada a long time in junior hockey, and a lot of the players, they start at 16 and they end up playing in the NHL at 18, and you only do that process by developing the players, and it's a lot of skill work and a lot of small stuff that you have to teach. And these players here are still learning the game, and at one point maybe they'll be in the DNL or the NHL, and hopefully they get to that level.
If we're talking about youth development, we've got this massive day coming up in the O2 World on the 19th of February where the DNL team's playing, then the Eisbären are playing, and then our farm team, F.A.S.S Berlin, are playing for hockey in Berlin. How big a day is that going to be, and why is it so important?
I think it's a great day. It's kind of like back home, we have Hockey Canada Day back home in Canada, and it's kind of the same similarity going into O2. Young players get to play there, then the DNL team, and then the F.A.S.S team, and I think you'll see the different skill levels as it progresses, from the young kids to the DNL at the professional level, and I think it's going to be exciting, and I think a lot of fans should come out and watch the game.
More I cannot say to that. That is Mr. Vincent Malette. Thanks very much for your time, Vince. Thank you.